For the beats, for the love, for the alcohol, for the party. One time like, okay. Letting the kick ride, letting the snare roll, letting the bottle pour, cups in the airflow. Love what you hear though, everything blap. Feel like the beat is everything, well then everything's back. Letting the speakers blast, letting the beats run. Word to the crate digging, word to machine drums. Get used to it as we proceed. Black radio for the lover, just the beats. Everything is blap, everything is blap, everything is blap. Yeah, everything is blap. The kick gon' knock, the snare gon' crack, and everything is blap, everything is blap. Everything is blap, everything is blap, everything is blap, yeah, everything is blap. The bottle gon' pour, the speakers gon' crack, and everything is blap, everything is blap, everything is blap.
BLAPCHAT, 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 BLAP. Everything is blap.
I don't want to like be like, not food in my mouth.
No, you're good. You're good. Welcome to BLAPCHAT episode. I don't even know anymore. 111.
One something.
3 ones.
111.
Welcome to BLAPCHAT episode 111. I am your host, Illmind. I'm here with my amazing co-hosts.
Glam.
Glam's back, baby.
Glam is fucking back.
Or should we say Colby? Glam.
Colby.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Glam is back. We miss you so much.
And we heard she got that fire too.
Oh man, bro. When I tell you
that
guys,
next track, Glam.
That video. So Glam has a video and a song coming out soon. She's been working on a lot of music lately, and you guys already know at this point, Glam is one of my favorite artists. And when she showed me, I was like super blown away. I can't wait for the world to hear it, honestly.
Yeah.
But Glam, welcome back. And
you
ready? You guys already know.
It's your girl, Perfection.
You already know. Perfection's in the building.
What up?
Atlas has a few events tonight, so he had to dip out and go handle the pre-production on his events tonight. So if you're listening to this, it's probably over. But if you were at his event, hope you had a good time. So Atlas couldn't make it, but we're here, man. Episode 111. This is BLAPCHAT. Shout to all of our listeners, all of our subscribers, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple podcast, everything. If you're listening to this and this is your first time, then welcome to the podcast. We hope you enjoy this podcast. Hit that subscribe button, hit that repost button, leave a comment, do all that good stuff, and shout to all of our subscribe to us for sure, and shout to all of our day one listeners, or if you've been listening to us for a while, man, you guys are the fucking shit. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout to all of our creators, our producers, rappers, singers, songwriters, engineers, or just people that are just fans of music, man. This podcast, like I said, is centered around the art of producing music, not just beat making. I feel like it's really just like we talk about the business of production, the business of music, and just really overall just inspiration and speaking our mind on certain things. So first of all, we have a bunch of stuff going on. I think a lot has happened since our last podcast. I do want to make a few announcements though. So Black Friday is a big day for all of us, I feel like.
Yeah.
Glam has a brand new song and video coming out. I don't know if we should announce anything hard, but like expect some new music from Glam.
Definitely.
Which I'm super excited about. Also,
fire.
Can't wait. Also on Black Friday, I'm dropping 2 brand new kits. I'm dropping BLAP-KIT Volume 12, and I also have a sample pack called Cosmic Sweets. So you already know, man, more shit from my producers, more tools for you guys. You can go to BLAPKITS.com to pre-order. Also on November 12th, I'm doing the first ever, the Pass the Aux events I've been doing. I'm doing one online, video chat with literally 20 people, all with their screens all at once, and they're going to take turns, and we're going to do it all online. You're going to literally play a song or a beat, and we're going to do Pass the Aux online.
That's fine.
It's going to be amazing. There's people that are registering from all over the world. I can't wait to do it. It's my first one, so hopefully we do more of those. So if you want to get in, guys, on a slot to play your music on this crazy video chat I'm doing November 12th, just go to my website, illmindproducer.com. Also, I will be in Nashville and Atlanta on November 18th and 19th. Gonna be crazy. And then in December, I will be in Montreal and Toronto. So go get your tickets, illmindproducer.com. I will be announcing an entire 2020 Past the Aux. I'm actually changing the name to BLAP Sessions, but Past the Aux BLAP Sessions Tour 2020 I'm announcing very soon, and we're gonna do it like that, man. So shout out to all my producers. What do you guys have going on?
I mean, you kind of just said it though. I mean, I got the music coming,
Yes.
possibly tentatively Black Friday, so we shall see when that comes. But it's exciting.
Can't wait.
I'm excited for it. So long time coming. You know, Kobe, Glam, a lot of different transitions that year, but bring it.
Ready to go. Yeah, and I think this is a great setup for next year.
Hell yeah.
This is going to walk you into 2020 in the perfect
That's
way.
kind of it's the setup. It's my raft, if
Exactly.
you will. So yeah.
Exactly. Perfection. You've been working. I see you've been working.
Yeah.
Give them a little rundown of like some shit you've been
I've
working on.
just been working, working on the music. I got FL 20 now. So
You like it?
yeah, it's cool. I've used FL in the past, but I've used Logic for so long that now it's just trying to, once you know one DAW, you kind of know them all, but it's just a matter of like the workflow being quicker and like, really diving in.
Yep.
So, still working on the music. Just got off tour with Lip Service. They're still doing a couple dates,
Amazing.
but I was on a couple shows with them, and that was really great. I got a really interesting opportunity that landed on my lap.
Hey, do you
that
want to talk
will
about it? Is this
potentially
private?
be life changing, but I
talk about it
can't
later.
talk
Can't
about
say
it.
it. All right, well, let's talk about it in the green room.
Yeah.
So
Amazing. Well, you know what?
yeah,
We're gonna
that
give you that.
so that's just I'm just
wait.
being positive about it. I got people in my corner, so I'm
Good.
just letting it play out. And it will definitely change my 2020 and the trajectory of
Man.
what I'm doing. So I'm excited, but I'm just chilling.
Good. It's crazy. I feel the pre-2020 energy.
Yeah.
I feel like 2019 was, even 18 to a certain extent, for a lot of people, it was very transitional, right?
Yeah.
A lot of like big changes
Yeah.
in a lot of people's lives. And I feel like in 2020 is like where the aftermath is of all those changes.
And it's interesting, like for me, this was a difficult year. And people that know me personally know, like, I've talked about things I've gone through. So for me, I'm just really interested in seeing how 2020 pans out, 2020 vision, just a new year. And, I'm kind of ready for what's next. And it's interesting, like sometimes in order to get something new, you got to like shed a lot of like bullshit and transition. And I've realized that this year, and that's been kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But I've understood that that's
how life
life's
works.
journey,
Yeah.
literally. So you got to just flow with it,
Exactly.
and keep working.
Exactly. Man, I'm excited to go into 2020. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you guys.
I'm ready for the music, man. It's all about the music.
Yeah.
Always about
It's
the
all
music.
about the fucking music.
So speaking of the
Facts.
music, I'm really excited about today's episode because we're about to have someone on here, someone that has figured out a way. Let's just cut right to it. This guy has figured out a way to generate a shitload of money on beat selling online. And you guys know the traditional route. If you're a new producer and you want to generate income, you explore beat leasing. So let's say $50 a beat, $20 a beat, whatever. Yeah. So the go-to things would be go to BeatStars, create an account, go to Airbit, create an account, go to YouTube, create an account, upload music every day, on your socials and offer beat leases and stuff like that. Artwork, videos, all that shit, ranking, hashtags, type beats, the whole game. At this point, going into 2020, we know that game is very much saturated, right? And so there's this concept that's been around for a long time that's just now sort of in our community starting to pick up some steam, and it's the idea of ClickFunnels. And not too many people know much about what a ClickFunnel is. There's some really great content out there that's shedding some light on the ClickFunnel method. But to put it short, this guy, Gabe, from Legion Beats, who we're about to talk to, has managed to generate over $1 million in a matter of a few months using the ClickFunnel technique. Now, if you want to research some more info on ClickFunnels, you can check out Producer Grind. Shout to the homies Producer Grind who interviewed Gabe on ClickFunnels stuff. So the basic ClickFunnel things we'll go over today, but if you want to get more in depth, check out their podcast. And I think Gabe has also appeared on some other podcasts since. But today I really want to dig into his brain about first of all, what the ClickFunnels is, how it can help you, and also what the potential end result is of applying the ClickFunnels method, and if that could positively or negatively affect you as a producer when you get to the point of, okay, I've done the ClickFunnels, I've made about $200,000 a year, I make enough money to do this for a living. Now what's my next step? Do I want to transition into the industry? Do I want to get placements? Will people be willing to cut me a check for 15, 20, 30 grand for a track and publishing points when I have a history of selling, 5 beats for $100 or whatever it ends up being? And that's my role, guys. I'm here to play devil's advocate. I'm here to analyze it from all aspects and so you guys can make that decision and really know what you're getting yourself into. So let's call Gabe and talk about this ClickFunnels stuff. I can't wait to talk to him. Check it out now. Yo. Got that PB.
I check my voicemails about once per week. If you've got something more urgent,
oh, that's his voicemail.
You can hang it up, Preach. Let me text him.
We're like dancing to his like to the Skype ring. I didn't know if he picked up.
All right, you can try again.
Or...
I'm gonna do this freestyle real quick. Check it out. This is the first official Skype freestyle. Ready?
He gonna pick up fast.
Oh man, I want to hear the song.
Right.
Let's sample that.
Should make an account just to call somebody.
Hello?
Gabe, what's up, man? It's Illmind.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, my G? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm going to plug in my little headset right here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm here with my co-host. I'll let him introduce them.
Hey, what's up, Gabe? It's Glam.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
It's Perfection. What's going on? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good.
So.
All right, we got the man Gabe on the phone. Legion Beats. Round of applause for Gabe in the building. Yeah, boy. What's up, man? Thank you for taking the time.
I appreciate the opportunity. Man, thank you so much for having me on here. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I've been seeing you pop up in a lot of places lately. It's really, really, really amazing to see how persistent you've become in the past few months, or for however long you've been on kind of publicizing this stuff. But it's really cool to see someone get to the point where they figured out, I don't even want to say like hacked into, because a hack is like not a good word, but like figured out a real legitimate way to be a producer and generate like some real income, and then be willing to like share that information with people almost immediately. It's really awesome. So kudos to you, man, for doing that.
Man, no, I appreciate it. Honestly, it's been kind of surprising to me how really in the past few months it has gotten so much attention. I think for me, I'm just realizing that there's so many producers that are ready to hear this kind of stuff. And for me, like I'm a marketing nerd. Like I geek out on this stuff, so it's fun for me to be able to talk about this stuff, and that other people are excited about it that want to do it too. So I'm having fun. I love it.
Amazing. So you've been on a few podcasts. Shout to the homies, Producer Grind, and obviously you've put out videos yourself on social media. So I think people who are paying attention to what you do and what we're about to talk about have like a pretty good idea of like the A to Z of like what a ClickFunnels is and how they can start applying the ClickFunnels stuff. So I think what I want to do for this interview, for this episode is, I want to start with really just giving our listeners like a simple kind of like 1-2 pitch of like exactly what a ClickFunnels is and how you've used it to generate the amount of money you've been able to generate and how you've been able to reach success. And then I want to dig a little bit deeper into sort of some of the potential pros and cons and stuff like that. So why don't you start by just letting people know, man, like what you do and like what a ClickFunnels is and like how it's helped you.
Yeah, so for me, when I started out selling beats online, it was about 5 or 6 years ago. And I'd actually been producing for a lot longer than that, but started selling beats online a little more recently. And I kind of looked at what the other producers were doing and, of course, tried to model after them, and really had trouble kind of breaking through. And eventually realized that, hey, if everybody's kind of using the same model and it's kind of outdated, then it's not going to work. And I was lucky enough to come across another producer, a guy named Anno Domini, and I saw that he was kind of doing things a little bit differently. He was really being more innovative with his marketing and being more creative, and specifically using this concept of a sales funnel. And so I kind of started modeling after him, and then started learning from the guy that he was learning from, a guy named Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson is the CEO of ClickFunnels, which is the software that most sales funnels these days are built on. And really, the concept of a funnel is really just the process that you take your potential client or customer through from, them not knowing who you are all the way to loving you and doing business with you and continuing to do business with you. And so everybody has a funnel, technically. It's just not everybody has a funnel on purpose. And the funnel that most people have, most producers have, is they try to rank for YouTube keywords like Drake type beat, and then they've got a link in the description of their video that goes straight to their beat store, right? And that's their whole funnel. That's the whole thing. And the thing is, in order to win at that game, you have to get hundreds of thousands of views to even get a few thousand clicks to that beat store, right? And then once they click over that beat store, you're going to get, 2-3% if you're lucky to actually buy. So if you're able to pump out, YouTube videos get 500,000 views consistently, you can actually make a low six-figure income, and, you're living the dream. But the problem is there's only so many slots, on the top of the YouTube pages, and same thing on Instagram. And so what Domini did differently, and that I started modeling after, was this concept of the sales funnel. We really control that customer journey. So basically, instead of just saying, hey, click here and go buy something, you sort of walk them through it. You take them by the hand. So you take them first to a page where, there's only one call to action. There's only one thing they can do on each page. And that's kind of a big part of the whole funnel philosophy, is that they're not going to get distracted once they get to your, old school, quote unquote, website where there's menus and links to your social media and a store with a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, no, there's just one thing you can do on this page, right? So the first page might be, hey, just enter your name and email and I'll give you a couple free beats. You know what I mean? So there's only one thing they can do. They can either do that or they can leave, and it's a good experience for them. You are giving them more value than they're giving you. You know what I mean? They gave you their name and email and they get some dope beats. Okay, cool. This is great. And now the next step, now there's something on the next page where, you introduce yourself, you start to build rapport, you give them a special offer where you tell them, hey, you can get this deal where it's this, some kind of bundle of products and services that's going to really speak to whoever your ideal customer is, and it's coming from you, like whatever your special, they call it your unique selling proposition, but whatever special that you can bring, to the world, you create a real offer. And then on that page, all they can really do is buy that offer or not. And that's sort of the whole concept, is that in the sales funnel, each page has one call to action, each email, each message is all just very much about controlling in a good way that experience for the client, so that it ends up being better experience for them and ultimately brings more value to both of you, meaning you make more money and they feel like they got more value back.
I love it. It kind of reminds me of the idea of like going into like a store and then having the salesman literally walk you through and try to get you to purchase something, as opposed to walking into like, a clothing store and like having a million choices, not knowing where to start. You have a salesperson there kind of like guiding you through, like, hey, like, what are you looking for? Blah, blah, blah. And like, now you're not overwhelmed by a million choices, right?
Yes, no, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's more like a premium experience. It feels more personal.
Yeah. I love it. So, how much money have you generated from this?
So, ClickFunnels actually gives out this award. They call it the 2 Comma Club Award. And once you've generated $1 million in revenue, you get that award. And so I've gotten my 2 Comma Club Award. I got it a few months ago.
Congratulations, that's lit. Hold on. Wait, there's a little cha-ching thing here, but I don't have that sound effect here. Why don't we do the PS1 one? Hey, here we go.
Yeah.
$1 million club.
Let it play.
Let it play. Wait. That's the sound of the zeros going into the bank account.
Right.
There you go. No, in all seriousness, man, congrats on that. That's amazing. Yeah. Obviously, that's an amazing feat. And, as a music producer, you want to start to reach that goal. So really quickly, if I'm a new producer and I have a BeatStars account, I have YouTube, I'm doing it the old school way, and I'm listening to this interview right now, what would be the first thing, that first logistical step that I would have to do right now to get me one step closer to creating a ClickFunnels?
Yeah, so the whole idea is controlling that experience, right? So the first step that I would say is when you have that link in your YouTube video in the description or in your Instagram bio, instead of saying, hey, go buy beats here, say, hey, get a few free beats here, or offer them something for free. Maybe it's a PDF about whatever. Like, make sure that it's in alignment with whatever your brand is about. Like, why are people coming to you in the first place? You should really know that. But usually the easiest thing is like, hey, I'll give you some free beats. And now all of a sudden, first of all, you're going from, let's say, 0.01% of the people who saw that YouTube video clicking that to now like 10%. So you're already killing the competition, right? And then that would be step one. You know what I mean? And then from there, if you can control it a little bit more, and even if, let's say you just want to do it with BeatStars at first, like BeatStars has a thing where it'll pop up where you can collect email addresses. It's still not ideal to me because now they still have the distractions of all the other stuff. But, that could be a super easy first step. Bam, say, hey, click here for some free beats. Make sure you have that little pop-up on your BeatStars, and now all of a sudden you're growing your list and you're able to, that's like the first step to controlling that journey. And then, the next level is to actually get somewhere where you can build those pages out and that email sequence out in a way that you completely control. And so the company I happen to really like is ClickFunnels, but, you could use a different page builder as well.
ClickFunnels is great, and we actually have an affiliate ClickFunnels link, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We do.
And actually, affiliate marketing, by the way, is another one of these tools that so many producers are missing out on. Like, man, like it's been so powerful. So, like for example, Anno Domini, who I work with, we both like at first, when I was first starting, I looked at him as like, man, that's like who I want to be. That's like the competition, right? And as I started to get to know him, started to work with them, we became affiliates for each other's stuff. So we realized, hey, wait a second, we have a similar audience. We have rappers and singers who want beats. We can bring value to both of our audiences by being affiliates for each other's products. So we could say, hey, check it out. Anno Domini's got a sale, right? He's selling a beat pack right now. I send my customers over there. He gets customers he wouldn't have gotten otherwise. It's a win-win for them. They get a good deal. We both make money, and vice versa. So it's the same thing with software or, anything else. It's like an Amazon affiliate link or something where it's like, hey, check out this mic or these headphones. They're dope. By the way, click my link. I'll get a little piece from Amazon, but I'm giving you value and getting value. Same thing with ClickFunnels. They have an affiliate program as well. Love
it. So step number one is offer something for free and collect that email in exchange.
Yes.
Yeah. So it sounds like the idea of this is the important step, or I guess the goal number one is to collect emails from people. And in order to do that, you want to offer something free, maybe a free beat, maybe a free drum kit, maybe a free whatever it is, but building up this email address, this email list.
How often?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say about that, the difference between, having subscribers and followers is awesome, but you don't really own that traffic, right? If somebody's following you on Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg owns that traffic. That's his platform, and it's great, and you should use those platforms. But when you have somebody's email address or you have their phone number and you can text message them, now you own that traffic. Now you can actually reach them. You're not attached to a platform. So that's the power there of getting that email address in first.
Exactly. Go ahead.
So how do you keep people like intrigued to continue to work with you and your platform? Because, I've like subscribed to certain YouTube pages and like have put my email into, their subscription boxes, but I started to kind of like not really pay attention to their content anymore or their emails because they started to become a little too annoying for me. So it's like they'll advertise free stuff like, hey, get this free kit, get this free tutorial, get this free this, and that's all great. But for me, I guess when my inbox is bombarded with so many emails from this platform, I'm already kind of like it becomes invisible to me.
Right.
So how do you prevent that from happening with your platform?
Yeah, so I would take the advice that I've gotten from Illmind when I hear you talk about what you do on social media, which is you tell a story, right? So you don't just spam stuff out on your Instagram. It's the same thing with your email. You want to tell a story, and so if you're telling that story in an intriguing way and in a way that makes people want to keep hearing that story, they're going to keep opening your emails. If you're just sending out, hey, go buy some beats, hey, here's another thing, hey, here's another thing, that's not interesting to anybody. So of course you're going to ignore those emails. So that was my answer to that is tell an interesting story.
Yeah, the storytelling thing is really, really interesting. It's funny, Gabe, because so back in 2000, I want to say 12, maybe even 2013, I had a session. I went overseas with Ryan Leslie, and this was around the time that he was developing superphone technology. And I feel like Ryan was so ahead of his time in terms of like direct to consumer, sort of like, calling, we kind of call it nurturing your followers vertically instead of horizontally, meaning you're prioritizing creating deeper relationships with 100 people as opposed to horizontal, which is you're scaling. You might have 1 million people who don't care about who you are or what you do, which is not as valuable as 100 people that do, or 1,000 people that do. So I like the sales funnel idea because it allows for you to create a real relationship and dialogue with the person. And when that person receives something free from you, that might be their point of entry. But then from there, they might be like, you know what? I downloaded this free beat. I'm intrigued. Let me go see what this person is up to on Instagram. And then they see the Instagram and they're like, oh shit, like I'm going to follow you on Instagram too. And now they're starting to, your story is starting to unfold for them. And so the next time they receive your email, they'll be more willing to open that email as opposed to just someone who's just, hey, here's some free shit. You don't know anything about me. Here. We have a sale going on. And now all of a sudden you feel like a salesman. So in your opinion, what are some kind of best practices for people who approach this method without coming off as sort of like a salesman, coming off more authentically and telling their story in this way? Do you have any tips on that?
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it is what we've already talked about, which is to tell your story, and don't lie. You know what I mean? Don't make things up. Like just be genuine, and tell your story. And here's another thing too, though, because I've given people the advice, hey, tell your story. And then all of a sudden I see people are doing these videos or the emails and it's this long story about their child and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, cool, that's a start. But the way that you want to tell your story is showing how you can bring value to them. You got to remember that's really the point. Like tell your story, but tell your story in a way that helps your potential clients and customers understand what kind of value you can bring them.
Love it. And that goes right back, right, guys? That goes right back to what we talk about a lot is how could I bring value? Yep. But I love the additional component of, hey, here's some free shit. I mean, it almost reminds me of like when we talk about like being an intern, right? Where it's like, I want to create value for you. So I'm willing to work with you for free for this, to do this, X, Y, Z. And then from there you get the pull. So like the sales funnel thing is a little similar where it's like you're getting people on board by offering something free, which is, I think is pretty amazing. So I have a question for you in terms of, I don't know if anyone's asked you this yet. And, obviously, I always got to play devil's advocate. People hate me. Illmind, why you got to why you got to be an asshole with this, whatever. So here's a scenario that I want to ask you about. And I want to know kind of like what your insight is on this. So let's say someone successfully, incorporates a sales funnel. They do it for a couple years. They've built up this really nice email list. They've generated, 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures. They're living really great. Everything is like amazing. So at that point, obviously depending on the person, right? Let's just assume, and this is obviously we're talking about a producer here. So this producer is doing really well on ClickFunnels. So 2 years go by, 3 years go by. They're doing it. 4 years, 5 years, they're doing it. Where do you sort of see this going? Like, what is life like after the successful sales funnel phase? If I'm a producer and I generate all this income, now I want to go into I want to sort of take things to the next level. And I tell myself, okay, well, I have enough money. I'm successful in the sales funnel stuff. Everything's great. I'm having a ton of fun, but I feel like my next step now is to try to get myself out there as a producer. I want to transition into, I hate using this word, but I want to transition into the industry. I want to start getting the Grammys. I want to get on the Drake album. I want to get known as a producer. I want to be respected by this person, this person, this person. Is there a chance to still do that after successfully doing the sales funnel stuff? Or is this sales funnel thing sort of like the end of the road where it's like, I'm going to do this for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years and live my life out that way and feel fulfilled that way? What do you think?
Yeah, I think okay, so I think it's going to depend on the individual, right?
Yeah.
If you're somebody who can be fulfilled by building a thriving business that has a huge impact in the world, and that's, and
that's pretty damn great.
To me, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you're generating 7 figures and you have a team of, people who are able to do what they love for a living, and you're cutting those checks, and you do have respect from your peers and from other people. To me, that's okay if that is all you want. If you do want to be, your favorite term, an industry producer, I don't know. I know there's definitely examples of it, right? There's Kaz Taylor and DJ Payne 1 and
maybe Cash Money AP.
Cash Money AP. So I feel like it's definitely possible to build your own business and be an entrepreneur, and then also go work for a record label later too. I don't think that that excludes you. Yeah. So I think it's possible to do both. And my feeling is that it's going to become more the norm in the future, that building your own brand, becoming an entrepreneur, becoming somebody who has leverage first, and then saying, okay, I'm going to, sell my music to a record label or whatever. Like, I think that's probably going to be the norm.
Yeah. Right. It's very,
taking away from it.
It's very interesting. It's such a fascinating conversation. And we've talked about this in the past too, because, you do the sales funnel thing. So I put myself in like, an executive's shoes or someone at a label. And I say, okay, well, this producer has a successful business doing sales funnels, and they're leasing beats for $50 or however much it is. They're selling beats. So if I use one of their beats for this, Drake album, whatever it is, this label thing, do you think that because you've been leasing beats for $50 and selling exclusives for $1,000, do you think that might negatively affect your chances of going into those situations with leverage in terms of your producer advance, in terms of your points, in terms of, royalties? I always kind of play devil's advocate with that, because I know that there's a world where that could negatively affect you, but I don't think we've experienced that in the community enough to know that for sure. So I want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. It's not really my area of expertise. I can't really get into the mind of that record label exec, other than, I've seen the examples of some producers who have been able to do it, so I know that it's possible, but that's not really my area of expertise.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
It's very interesting.
To me, I could see it being an advantage.
Yeah.
Because that's how they might find you in the first place. That's why
totally
an artist might want to work with you in the first place. But sure, I can imagine a scenario where there's some old school record label guy who's, this guy's an internet producer, so let's not work with him.
It is such an old school thing.
Yeah, that exists.
I mean, I feel like we just watch how music has shifted so much in front of us over the last couple years, and even the last 2 years with social media, like people going viral, and even new platforms like TikTok. Like I seen somebody tweet something in regards to like, a year ago, everybody's like, TikTok, what's TikTok? And then this year is like, why isn't my song on TikTok? Let's put our song on TikTok. So I think, because of the internet and how many people it reaches, things are constantly changing and shifting, especially the music industry. We see it, so I feel like in the next couple years, not it really being an advantage, but I think people are just going to be like, well, if the music's hot,
that's
what I mean?
That
like they're going to be like, fuck all that. Like the music's hot, the product's good. Like, let's just, like it's like artists today, right? Like you get one song, it goes viral on the internet. Your other catalog might be mediocre as fuck, but you got that one hit. So they sign you, and grab you up, and they're like, well, it's hot. So take it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, you know what, Gabe, it's such an interesting and fascinating conversation, because we're still living in this age where leasing beats and being an internet quote, I hate using that word, but quote unquote internet producer and being a quote unquote industry producer there's still very much this like uncomfortable like elephant in the room. There's like a wall in between those things, and like you said, we see a little crossover. We see the Taz Taylor, the Cash Money AP, Keo to a certain extent. Like you see the little crossover here and there, but I don't think we have enough data to really know like if
we haven't seen
like what the new standard could be. And Gabe, you very much might be right. Like the new standard could be the producer who does the internet thing, and that's where all the music is sourced. But I think time will tell. We really don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we know, but I can say that I think the mentality is starting to shift where, I was a little bit surprised, to be honest, like in the last few months, how much attention this has gotten. And it's kind of showed me, I've had so many producers reach out to me that are just starting out, and so many producers reach out to me that are, your favorite term, industry producers that have placements. All these guys reaching out to me saying, hey, how can I do what you're doing? So I think it's more and more that, like, for me, I wanted to be Anno Domini. Like, that was my hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my end goal. That's what I wanted to do. And I think there's more and more producers that see, like, oh, wow, being an entrepreneur, being able to have ownership, being able to, run your own business and have a team, and being able to have money is nice. Like, people think money is evil or selling is evil. Like, bro, money is like, if you want to have a positive impact in the world quickest way to do it is to make some money. So like, to me, that appeals to me, and I'm seeing that for a lot of other producers. I think they're seeing the appeal of that as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, there's a million ways you can cut it. And I think at the end of the day, if you're doing what you love and you're making a good living off of it, that's a win. You've already won the game.
Making a positive impact, like you said.
Exactly. Make a positive impact. I love it. So I have a trick question for you, Gabe. So let's say, are you signed to a publishing deal at all, or you own your own stuff? Okay. So let's just say some company offered you a deal where they're like, hey, Gabe, we want you to produce. All right. Well, who's your favorite artist? Who's an artist that you really want to work with, Gabe? If there is one. Drake. Okay. So let's say Drake's team reached out and they were like, yo, Gabe, man, that business model you got crazy. We love your beats. We want to purchase your business, right? For a flat rate. We're going to cut you a check for, I don't know. I'm just making a number up, dude. So like, we're going to cut you a check for 10 mil flat out. We want to buy your company. And on top of that, we want you to produce for Drake's album, right? We want you to produce for Drake's album. But in order for you to get your money, you are going to be a ghost producer for the album. So you're not going to get credit, but we're going to buy your company. We're going to pay you 10 mil. You're going to be a ghost producer, so we're not going to shout you out. You're not going to get credit for your work. Legally, you have to sign an NDA. Would you take that deal?
Whoa.
Yeah, I told you this was heavy. Trick question. I'll give you my opinion about it too. Or the other decision you can make is you do Drake's album and you get credit, right? You get all the credit, but you don't get the 10 mil. But you have to give in exchange. You have to give them. You have to give them the rights to your company 100%. But you get the credit. You get all the points. You get royalties. You can still you still get all that stuff. Your splits, everything is there. But you lose your company and you don't get the 10 mil, but you get credit. And then you can kind of shift gears and enter that realm. Would you take that? Which deal would you take?
Man.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I mean, I have to imagine every producer listening to this screaming like, yeah, of course. You get $10 million and work with Drake. Like, of course. How's there anything to think about? I don't know. I guess I probably would, right? Because I don't know. And then maybe I'd regret it because like how could you say no to that? But I will say, like, I do think the potential as far as just revenue for what we're doing is higher than that.
Yeah.
And also, I think that part of that question, like, assumes that I have the perspective that the marketing and all this kind of stuff is something that I have to do. But I actually love to do it. It's actually really fun to me. Like, that's a message that I really want to get out. And I think if people want to be successful as producers, as entrepreneurs, they have to learn to love the marketing side too, because you're never going to be great at something you don't like doing. So, like, to me, part of what I have to weigh in that question is like, man, like, it's for me, putting together a campaign and doing these things and building these funnels is
you get more fulfillment.
Kind of like making music.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun.
Exactly.
I love it. And
but Gabe, that's why
parallels actually with music.
That's why you're so successful at it, is because you love playing the game.
Yes.
Which is yeah. So I think, man, I love that you said that, because I think that, you know, I think the producers that learn to love playing the game have a higher chance at succeeding in whatever it is they're doing. And for the sake of the conversation, sales funnels, I mean, if you learn to love the game of the sales funnel and how to work the inner workings of it as much as, you know, you do, then would you say it's fair to say that, like, those people have a higher percentage of, like, succeeding?
Oh, absolutely. I almost feel like it's a requirement. Like, have you ever met anybody who's an incredible producer who doesn't really like making beats? No, never.
Never.
So
I mean, no.
You're going to have a hard time finding somebody who's an incredible entrepreneur who doesn't love the game of entrepreneurship.
Exactly. Dude, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. That was so insightful, because I think part of the big lesson here with this conversation is, like, go out there and try shit and, like, find something that you really are excited to want to invest in.
Mm-hmm. Passion.
Yeah, and also, and I just want to get the message out there too, that marketing and business shouldn't be this burden, shouldn't be this thing. It's like, if you're a producer, you're a creative person by nature. Like, literally, your job is to be creative. And so I think for some reason people get confused or whatever, mixed up in thinking that marketing is not that. And to me, it's another way to express that creativity. And you know, I was in the music game or whatever as a producer and engineer for over 10 years before I got into any kind of marketing, online, any of this kind of stuff. And I never thought of myself as a marketer and entrepreneur. I didn't know I liked this stuff. And to me, I want people to get that message that even if right now you feel like marketing and business is just this burden, this thing you have to do, it doesn't have to be that way. When you get into it, you start having some success, you start learning this stuff, like, it's a fun game. You can geek out on it just the way you geek out on plugins, you geek out on the software. Just the same way that music creates this emotional response and this journey for the person listening to it, you know, the same thing with your marketing. It does that, you know, you take a person and they start here and they end up in a better place at the end of it. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, I just want to get that message out there of, like, learn to love that marketing, and it's just going to pay off.
Bro, so fucking... You hit the shit right on the head, Gabe. Like, and I remember I was watching one of your interviews, and you said something about how you treat everything like an experiment, which in doing that, that kind of takes away the pressure of, like, oh, I wonder if this will go right or go wrong. It's like, nah, I'm fucking around. This is an experiment.
And I think that's key, because you mentioned the word pressure, and I think that's what kind of deters a lot of people from doing certain things, or, you know, not really investing, is the pressure, or the, you know, the work that it takes and the pressure that comes with it, and being consistent, you know. So, like, finding it exciting, and, like, just even understanding that there will be certain pressure points that you will reach, you know, but just treat it, you know, like an experiment, or like a project, or, you know, something. Because I think when we try stuff for the first time, it's always more fun, right? Like, I feel like even when you don't know like, for real, when I first started producing, it was so much fun for me. Producing and being in the industry, I was like, damn, there's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of shitty shit when you come with this, right? So, like, when you just have fun with stuff and experiment and try new things, goes
that's
a long
where the
way.
excitement is. Yeah, that's where the excitement is. Yeah, I mean, Gabe, you're right about the marketing thing. I mean, the marketing stuff is a lot of fun. A lot of like, you could really get in there and get creative with your sales funnels and all that stuff. So Gabe, what's sort of next right now? I mean, you're doing, like, honestly, man, you're doing such an amazing thing for the community in terms of just like showing people that this stuff is possible and that you can make some real money doing what you love, selling beats, you know. What's next? Like, what's the next step? Are you continuing this campaign? Are you what are you working on?
Yeah, I'm loving this. This is new for me, where, the past few years I've really been focusing on on selling beats, and that's been great. It's been really rewarding in multiple ways. And now this new thing that I'm on is teaching and inspiring and hopefully helping other producers to do the same thing. And so I teamed up with Anno Domini, who's the guy who I mentioned earlier that really kind of opened my eyes to this stuff. And
shout out to Anno Domini, man.
Yeah, man, real innovator. Really, the first guy to do a lot of stuff as far as selling beats online. You know what I mean? I think that you were the first guy to do a lot of stuff. I think everybody has a podcast now. Everybody sells kits
thank
now.
You, man.
Everybody knows, oh yeah, of course you have to leverage social media and build your personal brand, but like, you were the guy, who really, I think, brought that to the producer community.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I did that because I too was frustrated with dealing in the industry. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just fucking engage with people that are like me, and so I'm going to do the kits and do the podcast, whatever. And like you, man, I'm having a blast doing it. And so that's why I love what you guys are doing so much, because I see you guys are taking this to another level, and you're applying those same methods, man. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, man. And to me, Anno Domini was really an innovator, specifically in selling beats online. And so it's been dope to team up with them. And basically what we have is this whole sort of course and training and community. It's called MIDI Money. And basically what we do is we have a free training, a free webinar, where we teach, we go deep into some of the stuff that we've been talking about today of, how to get started with this process, the philosophy behind it, our story, all the stuff that we preach, we practice it as well. And then basically that whole training lasts about an hour and a half. And then for people who want to go deeper, who want to work more closely with us, who want to get into our community and our course, we make an offer to them of, if they want to come join us. And that's been incredible. We've had, a lot of producers join, and it's been really humbling and amazing. Like the producers that I look up to that have come into that, producers like Curtis King and, in our community, we've got DJ P1 and Dreamlike Beats and Omido Beats and Wishmaster Beats. And I know I'm missing a lot, but so many guys that I've always looked up to that are in that community now. It's been super dope.
Dope.
I love it.
So anyway, that's been what I've been doing. And if people are interested in that, if it's okay if I share, the link?
Oh my God, please. We're going to put the link in the YouTube description and also in the description on Apple, and we'll shoot an email out to everyone. But yeah, go ahead and chat it out so they know.
Okay, perfect. So we got a special link for you guys, which is legionbeats.com/BLAP, and that's going to take you to register for that free training. Again, you could just watch the free training and you will get, I promise it's going to change your perspective on how to sell beats. You're going to get a bunch of gems from that. You could just take that and run with it. Or again, if you want at the end, we will pitch you an offer. And if you want to come join us and go deeper, then that's cool too.
Amazing. Guys, if you're a producer and you're listening to this right now, go to legionbeats.com/BLAP. Get this sales, ClickFunnels stuff started. Give it a try. And take everything we said, take that information and try stuff and apply, man. And Gabe is super, super right. I'm glad he brought this up, but he's super correct in terms of finding a way to love this. If you can find a way to do the sales funnel or whatever it is you're doing, find a way to have fun doing it and get a kick out of it, treat it like an experiment, and not as a burden, like, oh fuck, I have to send that email, or oh damn, I have to like put up a new, I have to edit my like sales funnel page today. Fuck. Like if you're feeling that way, man, like try to break out of that, because if you can find a way to love this stuff, I think it's really going to go a long way. And especially with the sales funnel stuff, you see people that are successfully doing it, and now is like the perfect time to give it a try. So what I would like to see, Gabe, is a way for us as a producer community to come together in a real way. And I'm talking about like the and I hate these words, but the internet producer community and the industry producer community becoming a union and coming as one, and really using our numbers and our knowledge and our methods, and not only coming together, but to also like create an even bigger impact together. You know, that's something that I would love to see hopefully happen in future. You know, there's talk about producer unions, and, you know, shout to everybody who's mentioned it. You know, they're all the homies, you know what I mean? Like my man Sunny Digital, and, you know, Murda and a couple guys like were retweeting some shit. You know, Timbo and Just and Swizz have been talking about it. You know, I've seen it come up in multiple conversations, but no one's done anything. Like we're not doing anything about it. Everyone's just sort of doing their own thing, you know, and I know Producer Grind has maybe this summit coming up. Shout to them. I really, you know, I want to support in any way I can, but is that enough? You know, what is it going to take for us to really get together and say, you know what, we're going to come together like Voltron and really make this happen?
I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know if my mic is on.
No, it's good.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day, and I kind of had an idea.
Off air, on air?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was just like a brainstorm, so maybe we can talk about it in a black room.
Okay, but Gabe, maybe, you know, maybe me, you, and Odami and a couple guys could talk about this off air and figure out a way to like just fuse everything together and just create a union of some sort. You know, any way that I can contribute to it, I'm always gonna be down for.
Man, no, I appreciate you saying that. I would love to, and I think now is really a time where people are ready for it, where I do hear a lot of producers talking about that kind of stuff, and there's a big interest in it. And so I think while there's that momentum right now, let's figure out what we can do. I'm with it. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, Gabe, thank you for joining us today, man. I think this was super insightful. Like I said, go to legionbeats.com/BLAP if you want to know more about getting into sales funnels, setting up your own sales funnel, what the concepts are. You know, there's a ton of content on that page. Make sure you guys follow Gabe too. Gabe, why don't you shout out your socials for them to follow you?
Yeah, for sure. So you can follow my personal Instagram at LegionGabe, and that's where I'm really talking about what I'm doing and speaking to producers. And then I've got at Legion Beats, which is more where I'm speaking to you know, rappers and singers. And if you're a producer and you want to, you know, steal some ideas and see what I'm up to there, then follow both and let's connect.
Amazing. Gabe, thank you for joining us today, man.
Yes, very much.
Man, I really appreciate it. It's really an honor. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
on.
I'm sure we're going to have a lot of producers wanting to tap into that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Gabe. Appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon. I'll hit you up soon.
Peace.
Thanks, man.
All right, my G. Peace.
Bye. See you guys.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Go to legionbeats.com.
Yeah.
/BLAP.
BLAP.
Check out the funnel. See if it's for you. I think if you're listening to this right now and you're a producer and you haven't been successful generating that initial income in the beginning, I think it's worth a try. Go for it. Check it out. Set your page up. Listen to what we said. And give yourself some time to build this, because this isn't one of those like instant overnight like, right. Oh, okay, all of a sudden.
And also, it's not even just signing up and then, you know, the beats. It's also about collecting emails, right? So it's like building relationships.
Yeah.
You know, speaking to people.
Yeah.
You know, so that way you can have contacts and emails to put in, you know, into the platform, email people, and then start really generating some revenue.
Exactly.
So
and
there's
guys,
some legwork that comes with it too.
Definitely legwork. And I'll tell you guys right now, the sales funnel stuff and everything Gabe said, the stuff we talked about, it's all true, because I did it. I started that process in 2011 when I put out my BLAP-KIT. Guess where I sold my BLAP-KIT on PayPal. Guess how they paid me? Through PayPal with their email. So I started collecting emails through all the kit sales. And then when I migrated to Shopify, in 2012, every time someone bought a kit from me, all you guys that bought kits from me, I have all your emails. I also have your home address too, but I would never do anything with that. But I have your email address. So and
in case you get crazy with me in the comments.
You know what I'm saying? I know you lit, Sean. I know what you but I've been managed to build up my own email list since 2012, and it's grown obviously pretty significantly. So Gabe is correct in terms of the value of having an email address, because that allows for me to not have to rely on the social media so much to get that traffic. So guys, build your emails up. That's the goal. Get those email addresses, offer free stuff in the beginning, and go to legionbeats.com/blap, read all about it, register, start to create your sales funnel page, and give it a try, and give it time to build. See if it works for you. Go to YouTube and search Legion Beats and ClickFunnels and learn the best practices, because there's definitely best practices when it comes to your ClickFunnels pages. Everything in terms of like button colors and what types of colors to use, the types of images, thumbnails, click rates, all that stuff matters. So you want to make sure that stuff is set too. So yeah, man, good episode. If you guys make $1 million, we just want 5%.
By the way, what's your answer?
We just want 5%.
What's your answer to that Drake question?
So the Drake question, I'm so glad I asked that. I think the Drake question is
saying how much he values his company.
I think it's a testament to what you value the most. And I love Gabe's answer because he values what he does. Mm-hmm. Gabe has already won the game. He's doing what he loves. He's feeling fulfilled. He's excited every day to do it. And he's generating a shitload of money doing it. I mean, all you need is those four. There's no Drake placement that can change.
Right.
If you've won the game already, there's no reason to play. You know what I mean?
But also, if I was at the point where I was going to sell my business and get no credit, 10 million is kind of cheap.
Yeah, it's a little cheap, right? Yeah, maybe
if I was to the point where I was like, because people end up selling their business and moving on to new things.
Maybe
right?
50 would have been better.
Yeah, 40, 50, 60.
Yeah.
If I wanted to sell my business, I might be. There'll be terms to that.
Yeah.
Let's raise the price. Yeah. Whatever, but I need guarantees that the next album, I got a couple placements.
Yeah.
And
because I'll tell you guys right now,
from there.
I'll tell you right now, money doesn't equal happiness.
It doesn't at all.
You can have 50 mil in the bank and feel empty
miserable
as
fuck.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So like, man, guys, find what you love. I'm sure people that are just want to kind of just be in the industry and make beats would probably take answer number 2, which is I'll produce the whole Drake album and take credit and publishing, but I'm not going to do this anymore. Right. So, and again, you shouldn't have a choice, right? Like just try stuff. Anyway, episode 111, love it. Appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe, hit that link, try that ClickFunnels stuff out, man. It works. We're out of here. We'll see you next time. Glam. So glad you could make it.
Thanks. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
You will see Glam's music very soon.
Yo, that shit is a bop.
That
You'll
shit
look at
is
this like,
that shit is a bop.
That shit is a serious bop.
She got a bop.
We're out of here. 1.
1.
2.
1. Somebody.